Oh, yeah. I just bought a Lambo. So I'll level with you guys. I am not a rich kid of YouTube. I don't have a billionaire dad, and I have never operated a lemonade stand in my life. But despite all of that, somehow I'm standing here in front of my new to me 2008 Lamborghini Gallardo Spyder. Now, while the supercar cost the original owner more than $200,000, I bought it for a little bit less than that, much less than that. In fact, this was the cheapest running Lamborghini for sale in the country. Now, some of you may be wondering where I find my cars so cheaply. After all, I do own the country's cheapest Mercedes-Benz SL55 AMG, the country's cheapest Toyota Supra, and a Toyota MR2 that I basically bought for pocket change. Well, my not so well-kept secret is that I use a site called Autotempest.com. Let's say you're like me and your greatest pastime is window shopping for cool cars. Just go on Autotempest, select the car you're looking for, and with one click, you can browse through eBay, Cars.com, Car Gurus, and other major classified sites. You can also compare with Craigslist nationwide, which is a really big deal because Craigslist only gives you 200 miles to play with. If you love great deals on cool cars, this site will absolutely change the way you look for your next automotive purchase. So check it out in the link below. Now, I understand having the cheapest of any car in the country does come with some caveats. I know some people in the comments are already typing away, saying that their cousin's best friend's hairdresser bought one of these cars for a handful of pocket change and a hug, and that I only made this video to copy other, arguably better YouTubers. Actually, let me check something real quick.
No. Hello?
Hey, Tyler, it's me.
Freddy?
Yeah, man, how you been?
You know this is the Hoopty Fleet hotline, right? This is only for emergencies.
Yeah, it's actually about that. So, you're cheapest in the USA titles. I know that's been your thing for a little while with the BMW and the S-Class and the Bentley and that new car that you haven't told anybody about.
All right, you have my attention. What's your point?
Would you mind if I used the title of cheapest Lambo in the country?
Is it actually the cheapest Lambo in the country?
Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, kinda. If you look at it a certain way, it is true, but then again, from other ways, yes, I'd say so. Only from, if it's coming from me.
Just do it.
Done.
Wasted my time, these people. Hoopty away!
So let's begin with a little history lesson. While most people know the names of big Lambo models like the Countach, Diablo, Murcielago, and Aventador by name, you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who knows all the names of the baby Lambos. Now, while some of you will know about the Silhouette, the Yalpa, and the Urraco, if you rolled up to any Cars and Coffee in the world today, you'd probably have more people asking what kind of kit car you have versus what kind of Lamborghini it is.
No, it's not a kit car. It's a Lamborghini. Philistine.
And that's why this car is so important. This, the first generation Lamborghini Gallardo, jointly designed by the people that brought you the Jetta, the A4, and the Touareg, was the baby Lambo that single-handedly saved Lamborghini. So listen to these numbers. Since Lamborghini's inception in 1963 as an automaker, up until 2014 when this car was discontinued, Lamborghini made somewhere around 30,000 cars. Now, between 2004 and 2013, when this car was made, they made more than 14,000 Gallardos. That means that nearly half of every Lamborghini ever made is a Gallardo. So what that means is, even though this car doesn't have the iconic scissor doors that the big Lambos have, this, statistically, is the most Lambo ever made. All right, that's kind of comfortable. So even though this was a technically cheap Lamborghini, it still was ludicrously expensive for men of modest means such as myself. This car, when it was brand new in 2008, was $210,000, not including any additional extras, some of which I'll read right now. There's just a fraction of the options you can get, by the way. You can really option these out if you're crazy enough and rich enough. So you have the E-Gear, which is a automated manual with paddle shifters and only 2 pedals. That will cost you $11,000 at sale time. You have a navigation system and Bluetooth A bargain at only $4,000. The previous owner has bestowed a aftermarket Pioneer unit. Apparently, that navigation unit wasn't that great. You have a perforated steering wheel leather, meaning that this steering wheel leather, except with holes in it, will cost you $700. You have carbon fiber interior, so all the interior bits that would be covered in leather, well, some of the interior trim, that is $10,400. And if you wanted this color, but just with a matte finish on it, that would cost you an extra 27 grand. And the list goes on and on and on. It's so expensive and so extensive that if you wanted to kit out a Gallardo with all the options, all the really expensive options, you can get $100,000 over the base price without leaving the dealership. That is... That's insane. That's insane, guys. Now, I already have a mortgage, so I don't need a second one in my driveway. I didn't pay 200 grand for this, not even close. I paid $64,000 for this, which is 75% less than the original purchase price, and about half of what a good Gallardo with this age and this mileage would trade for on the open market. Now is the fun stuff. This car comes equipped with a 5-liter V10, making around 520 horsepower. It revs to more than 8 grand, and it has a 6-speed manual transmission, making it capable of almost 200 miles an hour. Also, it has a drop top that looks as good up as it does down. In addition, it also comes with a front lift system that raises the front of the car to clear speed bumps and steep driveways, and it actually has a decent amount of space in the front trunk. Well, decent if you're traveling alone and you only have like a carry-on or something. And all of that would be really nice, except none of it applies to this car because mine is rough. I would love to show you how the top and the front lift system work, but I can't because they sort of don't work at the moment. And although the engine does start, it doesn't run all that well. If you give it any more than 3,000 RPM, it just dies instantly. And that is not the best part. You see, if you try to put it in gear while the engine is running, you just get a whole lot of, come on, that's your home. You too good for your home? So the car technically does run, but it doesn't rev or drive. The key features that make it so cool don't even work. And cosmetically, it's pretty rough when you're less than 20 feet away. So why did I buy this car? Well, let me pop the hood and I'll show you. Easy does it. Okay. Come on. Okay. All right, here we go. That's sketchy. Come on then. Built for tough. You see, this is not your garden variety Gallardo. This is not the 520 horsepower V10 that it comes with. This is the 520 horsepower V10 that was upgraded with rods, pistons, sleeves, and everything to make it a built engine to take a lot of boost. And a lot of boost is what it gets because back there are twin Borg-Warner EFR turbochargers. And those go into this. This is a custom air-to-water intercooler, and that pumps up the power to about 1,000 horsepower because that's what the previous owner told me that this car made to all 4 wheels on the dyno. And that's not even the best part because this engine is allegedly capable of 1,600 horsepower. 1,600 horsepower. That's absolutely, that's just laughable. Now, I do take the owner's words with a grain of salt. You can never know if people are really being truthful with this sort of stuff. I'm super excited to check these claims out, and I hope this car makes that sort of power, well, when it runs. In addition, this car comes with these awesome JRZ RS Pro coilovers with the optional front lift, and also a Syvex S12 standalone engine management unit. And also these really cool Strass forged wheels. I'm not digging the color too much, but the wheels, I love the design. And that brings me to my next point. Now, a Lamborghini like this with all these high dollar parts, with this low of mileage, it only has 19,000 miles, wouldn't be this cheap if it didn't come with a story. And this one certainly does. I'll go into details in a later video, but let's just say Italian cars are often known for their passion. Their red hot fiery passion that sometimes gets so scorching that it takes the paint off of one side of the car, if you catch my drift. Well, there's no history of accidents or flood or electrical issues, yet I bought this car with a salvage title, which I'm calling savage title because I am not taking an L on a car this cool. I apologize for that joke. So I do plan on making this road legal. I plan on making it the greatest YouTube project car in the history of the world. Well, maybe not that last part, but it'll be pretty cool. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and watch my misery and or happiness as I find out how hard it is to modify what is already a heavily modified Lamborghini by myself in my garage. Why did I do this? Thanks so much to Auto Tempest for sponsoring this video. Check them out in the link below. You can contact me at TheRealTavarish, that's Instagram and Twitter, Facebook.com/AskTavarish, and AskTavarish@gmail.com is my email. And ask me anything you want about this car or any of my other money pits / projects / what am I doing with my life? If you're interested in buying a shirt and letting people know that you are the warranty, links for that will be in the description below. But until next time, this is me telling you that on cars like this that definitely don't run and I have to push this back into the garage, you guys need to wrench every day.